It took way too long, but we got it. Okay. I cannot tell if you can hear the stinking heater in the background. I hope not. So right there. Looks round. Here's one. 22 to go. Good to see you, man. I am just learning the ropes here. Not sure if what I'm doing is good or not. Seems a little loud. Hey Joel, can you tell me if the heater that I have on in the background is making noise? Can you hear the heater? Hey, Swan City! I was actually hoping to talk to you and see how the kiln diagnosis is going. I trimmed these bowls that I made the other day. It rained here, so everything's drying much slower. Thank you very much. That really helps. How's everybody's? Well, for here, it's 9 o'clock here, but you all probably a little later, but how's the morning going? Any updates? I heard Nick Jordan the other day talk about using the vertical stream to, I don't know, generate more views. So I thought I would learn about that. Do you all ever use any like Chat GPT or any AI to help create like thumbnails or content? I was playing around with that this morning. Oh, heading over there in a little bit. Okay, so it's 9, 10, 11, 12 at your time. Yeah. Yeah, I was really sympathizing and feeling like sending you over some good vibes last night because I realized how stressful that would be. Nick and Jess to have the kiln die on you. So what I was thinking is, if you got stuck, we could potentially try to do like a Teams, like a video call, and I could take apart my kiln box and you could kind of do the same and we could compare. I found my multimeter and try to source and sort it out together, if that's helpful. Oh. Yes, Joel. Box drop challenge. Incoming! Yay! That's so exciting. I saw Nick, he made like a follow-up video, and I wanted to try doing that, maybe like a highlight reel of the box drop challenge. As a previous just sole consumer of YouTube videos, I am, I guess, impressed or like aware now more than ever of just how difficult it is to make like compelling and interesting content. It's hard. You guys do an amazing job of doing that. Oh, good. I don't know if this is interesting to you all or not, but I think, as you know, before I taught pottery at a high school for 20 years, and we purchased, the school did, the name brand version of this, which is called the Giffen Grip, but they're super expensive, over $200 for one, and then they didn't include a bunch of the pieces. And so when I got set up this studio, I bought this off Amazon for 80 bucks. And honestly, I cannot tell the difference. They're super great, and they can be sized up and down to your wheel head. So for trimming, you can make it nice to hold things on center. Because I'm no expert at the tap center. Not good at that. Oh, thank you, Jess. Another thing that I'm realizing is just how challenging it is to produce like good quality work while like carrying on a conversation. YouTube make this look so easy, but I've noticed a bunch of inconsistency with the work that I threw the other day while distracted. This one feels a little thick. Logo. Uh-huh. I can relate to that. It's like, what do I actually need versus what do I want? I need to get some sales. I want. Yeah, down here, I don't know why, but it's been a challenge for me. I have not even heard back from the applications that I put in for farmers markets and art markets. I didn't have a website before, so that may have been an obstacle. I realize this makes me old, but Wendy and I are taking a pickleball class. It's it's super fun. We do it on Tuesdays in the morning from 8 to 11. It's so fun. Hope that wasn't a trigger for you, Joel, knowing that I'm outside at 8 a.m. on a Monday or on a Tuesday. And it's like minus 16 degrees at your house. Oh, thank you. I will. Thank you for saying that. Yeah. Keep applying. Think about just dropping in and trying to find somebody who might run the place and talk to them in person. In our line of business, there's always ambitious high school students who are thinking they're gonna become potters. Ah, thank you. Thank you. No, I probably just turned it down too much. Possible to turn up. Why is current audio low? Okay, turned it up. Is that better? So Joel, you have kind of blown up with your pottery stream. I think you have like what, 1,000 followers now. Any tips for the newbie just like starting out and not knowing anything on how to do it? My mic's having an emotional problem. To be honest, I kind of feel like I should have been involved with social media more throughout my life, but I chose not to, and so I feel out of sorts. Don't know what to say. Don't know what to do with my hands. I can always tell when I'm not throwing my best, because when I'm trimming, I have to trim the inside of things. Some lack of self-discipline, really, but it'll be our secret. Don't tell anyone. Oh, that's great advice. Consistency, same time, same days. Joel, do you post always in the horizontal or always in the vertical? Do you do a blend of both? Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 4:30. Ooh, yeah, that is good frequency. Joel, are we on the same time zone? It's 9:20 here. Vertically. Yeah, I saw your horizontal stream for the drawing last night. I wasn't able to tune in because I kind of have a little family, not meltdown, but Wendy just needed my help on stuff. Getting ready for a trip she's taken today over to Palm Springs. She's got a conference she's going to, and then she's like speaking at it for one of the days. So here's something that's really annoying. We had to go get this. It's made by Post-it, the same people make sticky notes, and it's big. It's like 20 by 30. For like 40 of those, you know, just individual pieces of paper, but they're sticky, it's $40. I object to that price. Eastern, so it's 12:20 where you are. So you do 4:30 Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's 1:30 my time. Just trying to think, because I wouldn't want to, you know, tread on your space. And actually that works pretty well for me because I can do the morning. And then I don't want to do Tuesday, Thursday. That's the Swan City time. All right, so I might do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, maybe in the mornings. Yeah, he is a maniac at consistency. Another thing I notice you do really well, Joel, is you handle the trolls well. You're in there kind of throwing elbows and taking shots, and it rolls off you real well. And that is a goal of mine. I have two goals. The first is to learn to ask questions so that I can, I don't know, I want to learn about you guys, but I don't want to annoy you either. And the second is I want to get really good at letting things roll off. Two things I'm not good at in my personal life. Oh, Joel, thanks for saying that, man. Yeah, the internet is a big place. There's probably room for all of us, but I do like to tune in, even if I'm just lurking. I like watching what you guys are doing and trying to learn. Bill, do you play games in addition to Minecraft? You play other games as well? But it's good to know that, you know, what I'm in for when it comes to the trolls. Maybe it's that I hope to have trolls. You know, I have no experience, so you all, when I watch you, there's lots of people watching. It's so exciting that people would want to engage and talk to you, even if it's negative. But then after a while, I'm sure it gets old. But can't wait for my first troll. My first TRX boy. Yeah, TRX. Spoonful of medicine last night when I tuned in. That kid is a turd. Rolling pin. Rolling pin, and then I stuck a sanding disc. I just hot glued it in there. I needed something that was a little bit like domed. To use for stamping. I see Jess doing this. I mean, it makes it look so easy. I usually screw up one side or the other. There we go. Yep. Lay of the land. Are those like first-person shooter type games? I've been playing Destiny 2 recently. Before that, I was playing Helldivers 2. Ironically, I've never played either of the #1 version of those. Before that, I was playing Can't remember the name of that game. I'll check that out. Lay of the Land. The question I thought of today, I put it on the other day too, but I didn't have the courage to ask anybody about it. But was what was the name of your first pet? My first pet, his name was Charlie, little schnauzer puppy, and he, I believe, is the reason that Wendy and I are married. Classic puppy situation. Guy gets puppy, girl sees puppy, girl falls in love with puppy. Girl agrees to hang out with guy so that she can be with puppy. And then there you have it. Yeah, Wendy and I went to the same college, and she was in the graphic design department, and I was in the pottery shop. And she was always super cool. She had this Boss leather jacket that I thought was way too cool for me. But luckily, she had to take the pottery class, and I was the TA, and I don't know, irritated her enough until she let me like take her out on a date. Mom! I hope you're having a great day, Mom. Driving around in your new Keen car. Mom just got the new Toyota. Mom, is it the RAV4? Toyota. I think it must be the RAV4. She got a red one, big sunroof. I know Swan City, you all drive a Subaru. Joel, what kind of car do you drive? Oh, and Swan City drives a van down by the river. Generator out back. Needs a new roof, I heard. The music. Nissan Rogue. Oh yeah, that's the one inspired by Star Wars, right? Are you a Star Wars fan? I am a big fan of Star Wars. I mean, I like it. I don't have my own lightsaber. Nick and Jess, what was the movie last night? I like to tune the foot rim to be as much of a handle as I can make it. Get good grip on there. I'm not the best potter by any means, so my whole goal is to try to make pots as good as I can that are most useful. So I don't think I'll be able to make a lot of pots, so I'm going to try to make good pots slow. Finally switched over. No Subaru. It's a Jeep. I swear you were driving a Subaru in the Dropbox challenge. Shows how well I pay attention. Yes, Jeep? Hell yeah. What year? Oh, was it a Compass? OBS, yep. I'm using OBS. Nick gave me some tips on it the other day. I'm not exactly sure if I'm using it right, but I've been watching some videos on how to do it. Top 10 ways to make your streams go from 0 to 1,000 views an hour. How many of those videos are there? Make better content, they say. Dang it. Let's try that. Ooh, yeah. Your car's newer than mine. Mine is a 2012 F-150. I call it the land yacht. Freaking thing is huge. We drive back and forth from Tacoma, Washington to down here in Temecula once a year at least. It's nice to have all that space. $125K? How? Nick, is that the car that you drove from? Oh, I cannot remember where you used to live. You've said it so many times, though. It's a big city. It's not Chicago. Can't remember. But is that the car you drove when you moved to Florida? Or is this a gator hunting Jeep? Also, it was not clear in the pig barbecue. Did you all eat the locally grown, organically sourced alligator, or did you skip over that for the other meats? I wasn't sure how adventurous you guys were. But I saw in one scene there was gator. Yeah, Philly. I don't know if this is interesting or not, but I make these. They're the countertop samples from Home Depot. You go in there and put on a construction-y looking outfit and pretend like I'm interested in Formica samples. This one I use for making cups, but anyway, I just use some epoxy from Harbor Freight and I kind of laminate two of them together. Works real good. Just got a bad feeling about this bowl. Ooh, bummer, yep. Just kidding. I think it's bad enough I could still hug it. Well, Swan City, if you're still there, I'm just going to be waiting around here just in case you guys need or want to chat. You're looking at the kiln. Got my phone here on the charger. Try not to get distracted. Started with 23 bowls, now 22. I don't usually lose too many, but mostly I just sit in here watching Die Hard or Dune. I like watching Dune. Dune 2. Probably seen that movie 30 times. What movie have you all watched the most? I'm gonna guess Nick, he said it was Holes the other day. But maybe there's a different one. He's watched more. I had never seen Saturday Night Fever until yesterday with John Travolta. Not a great movie, but I had never seen it. And I realized I had never seen Grease. There's some kind of a movie marathon on Miramax. And so I was watching Grease. I didn't know the lead lady on Grease was like British. She's got an accent. Have you all seen Grease? Another movie I watched the other day, Catch Me If You Can, Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hanks. It's a great movie. The Lighthouse. I have not seen that. Would you recommend it? Reaching for a sticky note. The Lighthouse. I know William Dafoe. Yeah, I like odd movies. Honestly, too, I've noticed since I started working here in the garage by myself all day that my standard of movie has widened. I didn't want to say go down, it's widened. I'll watch a lot of different things that maybe before I wouldn't have watched. Girl, why would you say that you've seen that movie the most? Was it a matter of convenience or interest? I think for me, the movie I've probably actually seen the most, more than Dune 2, is Ocean's 11. And that, I think, was a matter of interest. I love the movie. It's super great, Ocean's 11. But we just happened to have it on DVD. And when Wendy and I first got out of school, we bought a motorhome and just lived in a motorhome for 2 years. And so we had this little portable DVD player and about 6 different movies, and that was one of them. I think my mom or somebody got it for me for Christmas, and so we just watched it all the time. Oh, cool. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. Black and white. One of his best performances. Wow. I'm looking forward to that. Hey Joel, any update on the kiln that you got? Were you able to test it out, or I know you were probably waiting on some electrical upgrades for the girl. Oh no, you already told me this. You're waiting. It's got to warm up. It's too cold. You're not going to work on that until spring. I appreciate your opinion. I always like a recommendation on movies. I keep bugging Nick about doing a subscription service where he red boxes you movies, and then instead of though like Redbox where you would choose the movie, Nick chooses the movie. So you don't know what you're gonna get. And I love that idea because you can't trust my opinion. I'm just like, I always refer to myself as monkey with hammer. I'm just kind of a dummy. And so to know somebody like Nick who has a lot of experience with movies, watches a lot of movies, I would love to just Nick, take the wheel. haven't come up with a good name for your business though. Thick. Oh, sheet thick. Keep going. I'll turn from the inside then. Gotten sick and tired of Nick's picks. Yeah, I've gotten sick and tired of buying trail mix. Love trail mix, but there's never enough peanut M&Ms in the trail mix. So I was standing in the aisle at Costco the other day, trail mix, peanut M&Ms. So I just bought both, and then I dumped the peanut M&Ms, about half the bag, into the trail mix. The perfect blend of peanut M&Ms. I kind of want it to be like in a handful, like 1/3 M&Ms to nuts. It's kind of like a way to justify eating so many peanut M&Ms. Well, there's nuts in there. Ooh. Field of Dreams. Field of Dreams. Is that the one where they build the baseball field in... It's like next to a cornfield? If you build it, they will come. Field of Dreams. Watch that. Been living the bachelor life past week. Wendy was up in Washington. They did she did a ski trip up there. Did some work too. Twice a year they have something called the Middle of Six Fun Day or something like that. And so she takes her employees and they go and do an activity. Like one year, the year I went, it was glass blowing, which was super fun, and everybody got to like ghost with the glass blower guy, and he blew your pipe for you. He made the glass piece for you, and everybody got a bowl or top or something at the end. This year was cake decorating, and the part I loved is that it is I mean, I wasn't there, but I love the concept. It's this baker, she bakes all the cakes before you get there. And so you have this delicious cake, all the boring hard work is done, and all you have to do is add on the pre-selected frosting and ingredients. Nick's Flick Picks. Yeah, I was gonna say Nick's Box, but I don't know. Somebody would probably have a problem with that. Nick's Flicks Picks. Yeah, I think that's a great name. NFP for short. Some ham-handed Potter grabbed the bottom of this one. I've begrudgingly selected this clay. I really wanted something with a little bit more character. And I say begrudgingly because if I can't have character, then I really wanted white. But I really struggle throwing with porcelain. It's such a finicky, sensitive material to work with. So this is kind of like a blend. It's like a pretty smooth-bodied stoneware. But the problem is that it's short. So if you run your tool over it and you don't use the right amount of water, it kind of gets these tear outs. Let's see if I can make some. Well, now it's going to behave. But the reason that happens is because this clay body is fluxed with nepheline syenite, which is one of the fluxes, the feldspars that we could use for our glazes. But Nepsi is a sodium flux, and sodium is water soluble. So what's happening is the sodium gets into the water in our clay and makes it short. And so like Nick and Jess, if you ever have like reclaim issues where your clay just isn't like working right, you might have a situation like I do where they should be using potassium, but it's a little bit more expensive, so they use sodium. Lazy turds. Some more upbeat music. It's making me kind of fall asleep. Need to learn the Nick Jordan hour of power technique. Also don't know how long I've been streaming. I like the Nick Jordan updates. Been streaming now for 7 hours and 44 minutes. This is going to be our longest stream ever. Set a goal. I want to have 200 followers. Got 189 right now. They're hard to come by. Initially I thought, oh, I'm going to get 500, but that might take longer, so I'm going to set shorter, more reasonable goals. I'm going to do the Dropbox Challenge highlight reel. I reached out to so many people on YouTube for the box drop challenge, and I was surprised how few people like responded or got back. You know, I searched out potters who have like not very many followers, you know, less than 1,000. And most people they didn't say anything, but maybe they thought it was a scam. Maybe they don't box their pots. Oh, hey Ben. Yeah, I was trying to do a vertical just to experiment. Also maybe try to find a slot where the other pottery family people aren't streaming. Hey Mandy! Mandy, you're the best. It's like a wave of positive energy. Hey Mandy, were you talking the other day about your sticker cutter? What's it called? I was looking into them. They look super cool. The other thing I was looking into, Ben, this might be of interest to you, is I saw this post where somebody used a laser cutter. Theirs was 400 watts, but they applied a slip to the green pot, and then they use a laser cutter and they cut in this case it was like a dragon. But I always thought that could be a really cool way to do like personalized mugs, you know, is to carve through the glaze layer or an on-go layer or something like that. Have you ever done anything with that? On the flower pots? Custom flower pots. That could be it. The banner. Mandy, I was asking folks earlier, what was your first pet? My mom said that hers, I couldn't figure out what the name of it was. I couldn't sound it out. But that her dad brought it home in his pocket, his coat pocket. That memory stuck out to her. Oh, that's so nice. Bill's a good dude. Ooh, yeah, that would burn. Partners, yeah, it's not gonna work. I was talking to a coffee shop in LA about doing some work for them, but it's kind of on hold right now as the fires and everything. And do you take inspiration or any kind of interest in, like, what is that, Wedgwood? I think it's, I'm probably saying the wrong thing. Let me look it up. When I was teaching, I watched this video. No, that's the wrong name. It's not Wedgwood. There's a flower pot factory in England. Brightwood? What is it called? Oh, Witchford. Witchford. Yeah. Witchford. I have watched a video that they put out. It was years and years ago, but I've watched that a ton of times. Do you take any inspiration from Witchford? One thing I was always jealous of, they have this huge filter press to make their clay, which I've heard is a much better way to do recycle than our pug mills. I just have a little Peter Pugger, little VPM 9. It's in there. That little bit. I'm healing. No way. Oh, your dad is a potter as well. He still is, right? I heard you saying on your stream the other day that sometimes you bring pots back to your studio to save him on the electricity, which I thought was super nice. But we have that in common. My dad wasn't a potter. He threw on the wheel sometimes, but he was more of a sculptor. Now he's really into paper mache. I should keep that guy. Stop doing paper mache. In summer, he hangs them all over in the woods by his house. And at the train park. They're very cool. I've always admired him as an artist. I am not an artist. Craftsman. I like making things, but I think the joy that I get is really out of like efficiencies and like improvements. But I can't switch to a different media and express myself. Not a drawer, can't paint. Tried. Andy, that's hilarious. Looks like Benjamin Franklin. Charlie, a our first pet. When I was a young kid, we had dogs and things, but I feel like in a lot of ways when I was really young, aside from a couple of cats, which I was terribly allergic to, dogs weren't family members in the way that they've become now. Some of them kind of lived outside. But once we met Charlie, everything changed. Dogs sleeping in the bed, hanging out all the time, going on airplanes. Crazy. Ooh. I think I have played the original Assassin's Creed. I have never heard that I look like Desmond Miles. Ooh. A festively plump Larry David. Oh, your dad? Or me? I have heard that I look like Paul Rudd, which I love Paul Rudd. So that I can take. But I honestly don't see it when I look in the mirror. I just see just an average Joe, just a regular guy. Ben's dad looks like Larry David. I don't understand this, but Arrested Development on Amazon Prime, which I thought was a very funny show, gets 1 star. I mean, I can't recall any other shows that get 1 star. So I wonder, is it like a joke? Is it like an inside track joke where everybody who reviews it, even though they love it, they just give it 1 star? Or do people genuinely hate the show Arrested Development? Thanks, Ben. That's how I feel too. I'm just a regular guy working with hammer. Old Joshua. Graduated high school when I was 19. No one else knew. I didn't realize that was super unusual until years later. Started late. Did the 4th grade twice. $19. Yeah, I totally agree, Ben. I would have thought it was a 4 or 5 star show. It's so funny and it's legendary. But no, on Amazon it gets 1 star. At least when I was looking at it, yes, 2 days ago. Anybody else here practicing a foreign language? Nick and Jess, are you still hitting the Duolingos? I think I'm gonna quit in 23 days. Is that right? I've been practicing Spanish. Yeah, 1,976 days in a row. It's over 5 years. And for a long time, I didn't get any ads. But now they started to add ads. And if I'm honest, I'm not sure if I'm really learning anything. I cannot speak Spanish. Mandy, I think I just saw it on Amazon, but it was something that I had to buy. The Arrested Development, so I did not choose to do that. Dobbs Guacamole. Yeah, it's one of those shows that there are so many repeatable lines, so many moments that stick with you. That's why I kind of thought maybe it was a scheme, you know, like a blockbuster scheme or something like that, where people are reviewing it negatively so that it becomes a thing. This is so embarrassing, trimming the inside. But I was just tell students, no one knows. No one can tell if you're trimming the inside. I know. Oh, Mandy, thank you for sharing that. Hanging out with the wrong crowd. Probably the most embarrassing thing I can tell you about my high school experience is I was in 11th grade and I was in the band room. I was looking around and I was thinking to myself, man, all these kids are nerds. And it was like at that moment, for the first time in my life, that I realized that I was a nerd. You know, I'd always played in the band and tried my best at school. I told that story later to a group of students when I was a pottery teacher. And they said, Mr. Simmons, you're not really a nerd. You're more of a dweeb. Because nerds are smart. So I'm a dweeb. But Mandy, you know, the most important thing is that you got it done. I honestly think sometimes those hanging with the wrong crowd moments, or for me, you know, some of the things that I've gone through in the past couple of years that were traumatic for me, really hard to go through. Things that I just wanted to forget, but kind of force their way back into your consciousness, have they've made me a better person dealing with it and realizing that I'm responsible for some of the things that happen. You know, it wasn't like all just circumstance happening to me, but that, you know, that being naive is not a excuse. You know, it's hard for me to accept that, but when I did, it really helped me kind of like make new choices. I said this just the other day, but not drinking has been a big one for me. It's not real good at moderation. Made me a pretty good bicycle racer, decent potter, but poor social person when it came to drinking. Just wanted the most. Yeah. Yes. Revenge of the Nerds. Now that's a great movie. I'm gonna write that one down. That's something I need to watch again. We got 3 movies. The Lighthouse, which Joel recommended, has William Dafoe. It's black and white. Joel says it's one of William Dafoe's best roles. Then Nick and Jess, they are going to go watch, actually at a theater, the movie Field of Dreams. And now Ben, Revenge of the Nerds. All right, so maybe you can advise, got this tricky situation coming up. My closest friend, Charles, they just had a baby. Baby is young, still babyish, you know, it's little. How old? I don't know, 4, 6 months, something like that. And they are coming here. I don't have children, never had children. But I want to, you know, make the experience as pain-free for them. Wendy's going to pick them up from the airport. I want to like have things ready for him, you know. So I asked him, I called him, I said, hey, what do you, I know Charles is a English tea guy and his wife is a coffee drinker, so, you know, those are easy, but what do people with kids need that they're afraid to say when they're going on the road? You know what? So I am just like a broy dude, you know. I don't know anything, but I really love Charles and his wife is amazing, and I don't want to screw it up. You know, I want to be ready. I want to have those charcuterie plates ready to go. Andy, I do want your recommendations. Wendy parked her car at the airport when she was gone last week. Came back, there's a rat living in the car, not inside the car, but under the car. So she parks it in here. I shared this studio is just in the garage. Uh, and then when I came out yesterday for work, this rat was dive bombing off the bicycles and ran back under the car. So we had pickleball, drove that car, and this morning when I came out, it was still there. I thought for sure, yes, Mandy's movie marathon. Yes, please. Give me start with the top 5, that way it doesn't scroll out of the stream, that way I can write them down. Anyway, that stinking rat is still in the car. So I had to name him Justin, from the Rats of Nim. He's not very friendly. Yeah. The Impossible is a great movie. Okay. Okay. Sticky notes. Engage. Sticky notes. The Impossible. Randy. Yeah, we're just gonna have to move out. Rat is here. People, leave. The worst part is it must be freaking out at night because it climbs up the dang crack to the garage door, which I put grease in there, not for the rats, but just for the garage door. And so now there's all these black footprints on the wall. Cute footprints, but still. Ooh. Punch Drunk Love? Yes. Synopsis? Yes, please. Yes. This is going to be fantastic. No doubt. I completely agree with you, Ben. I run into this problem where I find myself on Amazon, or we don't have Netflix anymore, but when we did, I would just watch the trailers, and I was sitting there in front of the TV for 35, 40 minutes just watching trailers, not picking anything. And once you've seen the trailer, then feel like you've seen everything. Yeesh. Don't tell anybody you saw me do this. Don't tell TRX boy you saw me doing this. TRX. Tsunami in Thailand in 2004. Oh my goodness. Anybody else been to Thailand? 04. It was the first year I was teaching. Imagine tsunami. Never been outside the US. I had a friend that we met in Arizona, and she had never left Tucson. Had never been on a highway. She was like 25 years old, had never been on a highway. She lived in Tucson. Hey, if you love where you are, why leave? Wendy and I like to travel though. Gosh, this one feels like I weighed too much clay out. Extra credit bowl. Ewan McGregor, I think he is fantastic too. Even before he did Obi-Wan. Yeah, I do like happy movies. In fact, I do have this thing, I didn't even know, but I can't watch it, a movie if the characters in the movie cheat on each other, like sexually. I don't know why, it's always just, I can't, nope, can't watch it. And the other thing, and this is why I can't watch the TV show Yellowstone, is at the beginning, the very first opening scene of that TV show, there's a horse that has been in a car accident, and I couldn't watch it either. I had to turn it off. I can watch people get killed. Not in real life, obviously, but on movies. But animals, can't watch it. What? Tells the story of how his character fell in love with his daughters. Oh, okay. I completely misread that for a second. So the movie is called Definitely Maybe. Got it. Definitely is one of the hardest words for me to spell. Definitely Maybe. Ryan Reynolds. Speaking of Ryan Reynolds, we just switched over to Mint Mobile. We had Verizon forever. Not a sponsor. But we have Mint Mobile now, and our cell phone bill went from $200 a month to now we paid $500 for the whole year. Which blew my mind. And honestly, we can't tell a difference in this in the coverage. And it could have just been us, paying way too much for way too long. But Mint Mobile, holy cow, super cheap. Thanks, Mandy. Yeah, and one thing, and this maybe just shows how old I am, but um, back in the day when you switched carriers, you had to like send out for a new SIM card, but that was not the case. They sent a eSIM card, which just basically meant I scanned this computer screen with my phone, and it took care of everything. It switched it over in 5 minutes. And so it was just my same exact phone, and then now we're T-Mobile, which that's what Mint is. It's T-Mobile. And it was so easy. What's 500 divided by 12? Do like Tor. 500 divided by 12. $42 a month. So $21 a month per phone. And that is Wendy, just because she sometimes has to do a mobile sharing, like she uses her phone to provide internet to her computer. I just wanted to make sure she never ran out of data. So she's on unlimited. So I think hers technically is like $30 a month. And then mine, they have like a 10 gigabyte plan, which I never use. I'm mostly Wi-Fi anyway. So mine's, I don't know, under 20. All right, so the movies so far that I have written down are The Lighthouse, Field of Dreams, Revenge of the Nerds, The Impossible, Punch Drunk Love, and definitely Maybe. This one's thick too. What is going on? Most of these don't ever pass the Wendy test anyway. She selects all the items for the website, and then I have bins. How many? 10 bins right there of pots that I hope to sell at a farmer's market. And not to throw away. Oh man, Ben, thank you so much for stopping by. Had a great time with the box drop. Cheers, man. Yeah, Mandy, I can relate to the spotty internet. We had an issue here because our house is stucco. I think every house down here in Southern California is stucco. And so the cellular service doesn't extend inside of the house. It can't get through. So we had all kinds of dropped calls and issues and problems. My favorite stage of clay is leather hard. Just feels like cheese. A little bit more. Mm. Prestige. Oh, yes. I think I have seen that one. Is that one about a magician? Yeah. Still, I feel like if I haven't seen a movie in a long enough period of time that I can't remember what it's about, then I would probably really enjoy watching it again. Pencil. Prestige. Yes. Thank you for these movie tips. I love a recommendation. It feels about right. I threw these other stands that I like better than the rolling pin, but they're in the kiln right now. I was just using them unfired for a while, but thought it'd be worth. Wonder what that noise was. I'm sort of waiting for a call from Nick and Jess.
New message. Classified as a data influence win through our partnership. Congratulations on being the winner from our Super Grant promotion.
Oh, I'm a winner.
An incredible $5,000 every week for life.
$5,000 a week.
Also, we will provide you with sufficient legal documentation to verify the legitimacy of your award and the processes that led to your...
Finally, I've made it.
You are not required to pay anything in order to claim your package. Our company policy explicitly states that all costs related to package delivery and claim processing are covered by our organization.
Yes.
Your exclusive claim number is 741-8.
Sweet.
I repeat, your exclusive claim number is 741-8.
Write this down.
Please call our claim department at your earliest convenience.
Oh, I'm rich.
Arrangements for your delivery presentation at 516-610-32. Message mark.
Can't wait. $5,000 a week for the rest of my life? Jackpot. God, what would I do with $5,000 a week for the rest of my life? I'd probably do this. I can't think of anything I'd want to do more than making pots, traveling around a bit. Probably buy a sweet ass gas kiln. Maybe. I don't have a place to put it. Actually, I saw one on Craigslist the other day. It was the same exact kiln that I used to fire when I taught high school. Fabulous kiln. Now where to put it? Yeah. Yeah, that would be great. $5,000, if that's only 60K, 5,000 a week? 52 weeks. 52 times 5,000 is 260,000. A lot of money. Robocalls. I get a lot of robocalls. My phone number is my business phone number. I only have one. Could probably get a Google phone or something like that, but it's just out there on my website, on the internet. Oh, poor Joel. Houses are so expensive. Gosh darn it. I've got 4, 9, 15 done. 5 to go. Did I wreck 2 of them? I just missed out on 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Oh yeah, 22. Here, just ran out of diesel. No! Ooh, smooth. Yeah, I got one of these diesel heaters off the Amazon. And my garage is 20 by 20. And I use about a gallon of diesel fuel in 2 or 3 weeks. 1 gallon of diesel fuel here costs $4.70. I usually run it every morning until it warms up here. So I thought that was pretty good. And it does a decent job feeding this place. Oh, all right. 2013, my parents bought a fixer-upper. 10 acres, 55,000. Yeah, that's pre-COVID. 10 acres though. Don't tell Nick and Jess that. That's exactly what they want. At exactly the price that they want to pay. Joel, what would you guess that would cost? Oh, that was Mandy. Mandy, where is it that you live? Those are my stickies. Yeah, I love the idea of having a little bit of space, spread out, build some things. I really like welding. It's a hobby of mine. I can see myself like building gates or I really like built some furniture last summer for our patio out of welding. That turned out really good. Enjoyed that. Got this 5-gallon bucket right next to me. Chuck all the extra pieces in. Weather hard clay, I find, is a good balance because when I'm throwing, there's a lot of wet clay and slop and slurry. And I throw them all into the same bucket. And then I throw them into the pug mill. I load all that into the pug mill, mix it up for 10 minutes. And it seems to be like the right combination. So however much the clay dries out to get to this, it's not too dry, it's still bendy, but pretty hard. If you wedged it up, it wouldn't come together. But that, when you blend it in with the gooey stuff that I use to make the same pots, makes good clay. When I first started watching Nick and Jess, Arkansas. Have I been to Arkansas? I think I've driven through. Mandy, what is the weather like in Arkansas right now? Is it pretty snowy and cold? I think you'd have a hard time getting Nick and Jess away from sunny Florida. The seasons are beautiful though. Gosh, these things are just a little heavier than I normally throw them, and it's kind of driving me nuts. Just to be honest, aside from I don't know, I don't know where the thickness is coming from. Probably everywhere. Thanks, global warming. I mean, that sounds delightful. S we're in kind of a cold slump right now here in California. It's cold. It's only 52 here, but it is just 11 a.m. But the high today is only going to be 60. Chilly. Don't let Joel hear me say that. Poor guy. Last time I talked to Joel, it was bitterly cold. Like, so cold, I don't think I've ever been in weather of that temperature. I think it was like minus 16. Yoith. Got this thing sitting right here. Use it. It sounds doable. The only real complaint that I have about Washington is that it is just dark and rainy so much of the year. It's beautiful when it's sunny out, but a lot of the year is dark and rainy. So if in Arkansas it's either snowy and cold or decent fall weather, that'd be wonderful. Where's that coming from? Mandy, what do you all like to do for outdoor activities? You ski or hike, camping, dog sledding? Yeah. Oh, no kidding. Yeah, we're in Riverside, Temecula. That's why I always say, in general, I say we're close to San Diego. Because, right, no one knows where Riverside County is. But I love it because it's like high desert. It's like Mediterranean. So even in the summer, it really cools off at night. Yep, it's a great area. The we're just like 90 minutes from Disneyland. Just 1 hour from about an hour from San Diego, depending on traffic. About 90 minutes from Palm Springs. Was I doing? Oh yeah, bottom is thick. Where to go? No way! Same neighborhood as Tony Hawk. What a small world. That's cool. It's hard. It's always hard to tell, but from watching him on TV, he always seemed like a really nice guy. Tony Hawk. Huh, that is so cool. Is your dad into the skating scene? Does he do anything, or did he do anything like that? Oh, yeah. Golf. I don't own my own clubs, but I have been kind of like working my way in with one of my neighbors here who is a golfer. My kind of golfer too, he's real low key. But he has two sets of clubs, I found out. So kind of dropping the subtle hints. Hey, Sunday morning is a great time to take your neighbor to the driving range. It was raining last Sunday, but he texted me. He said, "Oh, maybe next Sunday." In Swan City, I'm just here waiting. If you ever get to the Kiln area and want to set me up on a tripod or something and FaceTime or well, I'm Samsung, so we have to Teams. Just want putting that out there. Hmm. Yeah, this I think this whole area used to be really popular for dirt bike. Um, and as it was developed, I think there was a lot of kind of heartbreak over it because I think it was a place where you could go even into like the 2000s. Um, like there was only one stoplight here until like honestly like 2004. Maybe not that late. Maybe it was 1994. And people would bring their dirt bikes up here and you could just ride in the desert for all over the place. Those dirt bikers there, it requires a lot of courage, which I do not have. Keep my tires on the ground. Did race bicycles in a serious way for a long time. Not a long time. It's not true. Maybe 6 years is all. Won a lot. You have kids, Mandy? Little children? Big children? Medium-sized children. How old are your kids, if you have them? Wendy and I chose to not have kids. Career foe. Mm-hmm. I can relate to that. It's so easy to get into, whatever you're into, pottery or work or whatever. And I find myself challenged to go outside. I've got 5 bicycles sitting right there. I hardly ever ride them anymore. Just kind of chastising myself the other day. I was like, either ride your bike or get rid of your bikes. Like they shouldn't be taking up space in the garage just to look at. But I do like riding bikes. It's so fun to go somewhere, see things. Maybe not seeing things. I just like going somewhere. Like a Labrador. I don't care where we're going. Let's just go there. Obsessed by bicycles for a while. One time I rode my bike 100 miles every day for 10 days just to see what it felt like to be one of those Tour de France kind of guys. And they're just riding 3,000 miles in a month. Oh yeah, Nick, I'm free anytime. I got 3 more bowls here and I'm just gonna be, I don't know, right over there, probably dipping these mugs into some bucket of glaze. And I got my kiln candling, so that way we can take it apart if we need to dive in for comparison. I love you, man. You're funny. That's great. Wink, wink. Yeah. All the single ladies. Sorry, I'll stop now. When I was a teacher, ooh, Iron Man. Holy cow, Sean Reed Pottery. Also, hello. Tell me more about these Iron Man. Did you do the whole thing? The whole 2-mile swim, then run a marathon, then bike 100 miles? I mean, that is the ultimate in physical fitness. Yeah, I'm a Beyonce fan. I like Beyonce. Beyonce. No way, 4 Iron Man. Mexico, Canada. Did you go to Kona? Texas? No kidding. I can't imagine just pounding on your body all the time like that. Running especially seems to cost the most. But then to have to combine that with training in so many other disciplines. When did you know? Like, how did you come to decide that you were done? For me, I got unlucky in some ways, but maybe it came at a perfect time. I had a crash in a race and relatively minor injury, broke my collarbone, but then got real excited about getting it fixed so I could keep racing, and went in, and then there were some mistakes made in the surgery, and one thing I didn't know is that your lungs are like really close to your collarbone, right here. And so the surgeon, when they were drilling the hole to put the plate in, the drill plunged in too deep and poked a hole in my lung. And so that put me in the hospital for a bit. It was just unlucky. And then I had a challenge coming back from that. And that was the moment that it kind of slipped away from me, was trying to come back after that. It wasn't anybody's fault, you know, the surgeon was doing their best, but just unlucky. I bet. The aches and pains. My favorite thing for aches and pains when I was a bicycle racer was called podium legs. There's like these giant pair of socks that went over your feet, and it has this air pump. And the air pump would fill up the socks and squeeze your legs. So you could just kind of lay on the couch and get a massage. Podium legs. Another pair that we had was called Air Relax, but I didn't like that name. I like the name Podium Legs. That must have been difficult, though, to realize you're done and that you're bored. But did you have something lined up that you were going to do next? Paddleboarding or something that was just a complete change of pace? Competitive RVing? That's something I could get into. Competitive RVs. Stamp action. I missed it on the side. I'm gonna try it again. My rolling pin is not as wide. I threw some other stands for my stamp. Oh, now I got a double stamp. Whoops. Oh well. Yeah, these were like giant socks. You put them on and they were loose. And then there was all these tubes that were connected to it, and this air pump would pump them up. And so then they would get really tight on your legs. And I don't know, it felt kind of good. And then it was like, release the pressure. Compression massage, I guess. I don't think it actually helped, but it did feel good. Yeah, yeah. Oh, maybe there's a brand called Nordic Boots. That could be it. When we went on team camp, we would everybody would bring their podium legs, and then it was set up in the living room where people would go and sit and get their massage whilst drinking a frosty beverage. Yeah, Jess, you never get a double stamp. I see you when you're stamping, you're always perfect. Or your producer's cutting out all the flaws. You make this look easy. Gosh, I love that conviction, Sean Reed Pottery, that you're just done and you're okay with it. since I have stopped racing bikes, I came to realize that a lot of my identity was in the things that I was doing. You know, I identified as a pottery teacher, high school pottery teacher, and that was who I was. I identified as a bicycle racer. And it's been a real challenge the past couple of years to just come to terms with that is not who I am. It's not who I am. But then who am I? Fine. Producer. Sure is. The man, the myth, the legend. Speaking of movies, the producers, Nathan Lane, Matthew Broderick. Not the image I would associate with Nick. Nick's more rocky. Boxing. Badass. Stick. There's a lot of them. Nick is the best. He's the wind beneath your wings. Everybody wishes they had a Nick. You know what I mean? Somebody who's there, sticking up for you. Somebody who's taking care of your stream. But more than that, you know, he's there supporting your life, supporting your goals, asking you questions, coaching you on how to do things the right way, holding a standard. Hearts for eyes emoji. Yeah, thank you, Sean. Great talking to you. Pretty sure I follow Sean Reed Pottery. But if I don't, I'm about to. Video I was watching last is called I don't care. This is embarrassing. Small channels, do this and the algorithm will love you. Sean Reed Pottery. I think I follow Sean. Pottery. No, I didn't. You now have 295 followers. Sean Reed Pottery. Can't wait to watch these videos. And thanks for being here, supporting my dreams. That's what really this is, isn't it? We're all just dreamers, trying to make the things that we have in our minds. Mm-hmm. It is sort of amazing that the man behind the camera has so much reach. I mean, Nick is definitely the reason that I am here at this moment on the vertical stream. Not possible without Nick Jordan. I would have stuck horizontal forever. Didn't know there was a difference. Last one. Next. Also going to set a goal of doing a recording, kind of like Nick and Jess do. Start dissecting each part of our process. Just think about this the other day. It's like, my pots are not better than other people's pots. They're just my pots. It's just the way that I make them. And I think maybe that deserves explanation. Why? Why do I make them this way? When I was a high school teacher, I made a rubric because I always thought it was frustrating as a student, to work your hardest on a project and to get it back and have like a B- and not know why. Just based on the teacher's opinion. So in my pottery classes, everybody graded themselves, and they used this rubric, this thing where you could say, well, did I do this? And you could check this box, and then there were, 6 different categories to make a cup. And that's how you would get your grade. So you could know when you're making it, if I did the dishwasher cutout, that I was going to get a better grade. Anyway, I'm telling you this just to say that the way that I make pots is based on this high school rubric that I wrote 10 years ago. So I'll get that out and share it with you. An error code. what's going on there. Hopefully nothing. It's my last one anyway. Well, I owe you all a debt of gratitude for being here, for supporting me. It is my intention to produce content that is interesting to watch. And I admit that I don't know what that is yet. But I'm going to continue to, kind of pursue our craft here, which is the making of pottery and talking to people on these streams. Randy, that's so nice of you to say. I love that concept. It always felt comparative when a teacher graded your assignments versus other students. Yeah. With your concept, the students are dissecting themselves or seeing that they can do to make themselves better, what they can do to make themselves better. Totally. Completely agree. How do you know if what you're doing is good? How do I know if what I'm doing is good? That's a question that I feel like all of us are constantly asking. And the hard part is that we just don't know the measurements. So anywho, got all my bowls trimmed. I don't know what's going to happen if I move this camera, but I'd like to show you. I'm going to try anyway. You can see I just put them all on that little cart there. And I have them stacked up here. Not too organized. In general, I don't like see how this gap and this gap are different? That just shows me that I didn't do a good job throwing this stack. These are better. They stack more regularly. But that just means that some of those pots will end up. Oh, there's an amber alert. This is for 2 missing people. I'll keep my eyes peeled for any missing people. Well, I think I'm going to sign off. That way I can be around for Nick and Jess if they need help diagnosing that kiln problem. And I just want to say thank you so much, Mandy, for being here. And when Nick signs off, he has like a list of people that he can see. I wonder if I can figure that out. Oh, yeah. So big shout outs. Sean Reed. I've just met Sean Reed. Didn't know that person before. Looking forward to checking out their videos. And Mandy from Arkansas. Nick. Talk to you all soon, I hope. Fresh Cup of Joel. Fresh Cup of Joel inspires the heck out of me. Brand new potter. Getting online. Throwing pots. Dealing with trolls. I hope to get trolls someday. My mom stopped by. Love you, Mom. Mom's always been my biggest fan. Sure, that's true for everybody, but I didn't always appreciate my mom enough. Now I do. Nick and Jess at Swan City Ceramics. Ben Wolf. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being here. And like I said, I'll have my phone with me. If there's anything I can do to help you, I am highly motivated to extend my gratitude for all the help that you've given me here. So do not hesitate to call. I would love the chance to help you out. But thank you, everybody. And we'll see you soon. I haven't decided on a schedule yet, but I look forward to one day being able to tell you what that is. All right. Cheers.